averaged 7.2 points per game. She might be asked to do a little more scoring this year. We'll see how it pans out for the Blue Tigers as Wichita State with an early lead. Harding gets loose for yet another three, buries it. And boy, Lincoln's defense better find number 4 or Jailer's in for a big night offensively.
Yeah, and the Shockers have just done a really nice job of swinging the ball and quickly, and Lincoln's been late closing out, and she's made them pay.
Harding with 8 of the Shockers' 12 here in her homecoming. We'll tell you more about her as we go on. One of the almost a dozen newcomers for Wichita State. A mishandled ball near midcourt by 𝗿𝗲𝗍𝗆 back in, as Adai Houston has already subbed pretty frequently in the first 6 minutes of this one. Mentioned the turnover bug. Wichita State only with 4, but that's 7 now on Lincoln. There's Harding for another 3, and she's already knocked down 3 here in the quarter. She has 11 points in her first game as a Shocker.
I tell you, Shane, that was just beautiful basketball by Taya Davis. She ran that 3-on-2 break perfectly. She had a kid for a layup, but had a better wide open shot for Jayla, and she made them pay.
There's
Great decision.
Another knockaway, a steal, and a run out, and a layup is good by Sophie Barangua. Go.
Yeah, and so much of it has to be with, you know, recruiting kids that play your style, because you got so many different kids coming in. And then once they get here, you got to keep them happy, because they can easily leave.
Another steal, this one from Diamond Richardson.
Oh, what a feed.
And a layup by Benaruga wouldn't quite go down. Defensive rebound for Lincoln. Lincoln on a bit of a drought. It's been about 3 minutes. There's another turnover and a steal near midcourt by Taya Davis. Benaruga, the step through, wouldn't go down, but a whistle and a foul. That was one of the points of emphasis also.
He feels really good about this team and their ability to do that. He feels their athleticism will help them finish better.
Steal for the Blue Tigers, and the layup is thwarted by Abby Cater, but I think Cater's going to get called for a foul. Ashley.
When you come across a team that's just going to jump out in the passing lanes, it's so hard to settle down and know, hey, I got a back cut, I got a ball fake.
And a whistle and a foul on the way to the basket by Abby Cater. She has Abby Cater. So a pair of free throws, 6 for her. The Shockers lead by a dozen. Nearing the 2-minute mark here in the quarter. Shockers, after a slow start, shooting 50% from the floor here in the quarter.
That was a good job by the Blue Tigers. They get down.
Shockers ended up with 96 in that exhibition win against Newman on Wednesday night. They made exactly half their shots. Now Benaruga with really good footwork and a good finish around the rim. She's got 5 off the bench.
Yeah, he likes Benaruga's game. She's a little different type of 4 than the other kids on the team. But he says she's a really good passer and has good footwork, and right there, team style.
Giddings misses the foul shot, but Lainey Joseph gets an offensive rebound for the Blue Tigers. So steal a possession here. That's the second offensive rebound here in the first half by Lincoln. Couldn't cash it in, though. A flat-footed rebound by Cater after the miss. And Cater trying to go coast to coast. Got, I think, held by Wichita State underneath its own basket. 3.5 minutes in. And a great look and a great reverse layup by Benaruga. Benaruga's got 7 points off the bench for Wichita State.
Nice job of catching and putting the ball up, not putting it on the floor.
Wichita State led after one, 26-12. Lincoln has been stuck on 14, or they were stuck on 12 for a long time. Just got an and one opportunity a minute ago. Couldn't make the free throw. And Wichita State continues to beat the Blue Tigers on the glass and sprint up the floor. Just outside the right post, McDonald, and she finishes on the reverse side of the basket. There's been some acrobatics and degree of difficulty on these Wichita State buckets. And really a lot of coaches nowadays Yeah, you want to go out and get some talent out of the portal or transfers or junior college players, but they got to fit, and they got to do what you want them to do. I know that sounds kind of elementary, but it's not just talent on the floor. It's not just shooting. It's all that.
It is, and getting them to mesh together. And he said they really worked when they recruited this year, that they were very intentional in their. He said that they actually interviewed coaches and coaches that coached against players just so that they could really figure out what type of kid that they were getting in order to fit his program.
Sophie Benaruga has had a great first half off the bench. She got 9 points on 4 out of 5 shooting. That was on the heels of Taylon Smith's first bucket for Lincoln. Offensive rebound by Smith. Needs some help now. A little cutter by Sanders, and that shot is rejected. Come the Shockers back the other way. In a hurry and drawing a foul is Richardson. And I think she's going to go to the free throw line with 4:38.
Coach Nooner said they had a few turnover issues because kids just weren't ready for the pass from her.
And we talked about the turnovers a little bit for Wichita State, kind of having to maybe shore.
They just seem a little bit more, taking a little bit more time, not forcing the issue.
Benaruga is back in there trying to operate on Hallie Williamson. Got cut off. And a 3 is blocked by Kennedy Jones. Shockers have to hurry and can't draw iron.
It was a stagnant offensive possession by the Shockers. The ball never left the left side of the floor.
Cabrera had a pretty good first half, and she steps back, and boy, Lincoln can't buy one. A 1-on-2 break by Diamond Richardson wouldn't go. Benaruga, and that's going to be a foul on Wichita State, I think, according to of the night. And Lincoln snaps a 4-minute scoreless drought with a free throw. Going to be an arm bar on Lincoln. That's going to send.
That affects your shooting, and sometimes it's a mentality thing. You miss a couple wide open ones, and it just seems to steamroll into your whole team.
There's an offensive rebound, kind of right on cue, as McDonald. Boy, she had a layup if she would have taken a drop step toward the baseline. Instead, she gets the pass back and is fouled. That cost Wichita State another assist, but that's about the worst news of Wichita State a year ago, knocking down those free throws. And really, any coach will tell you, and you can appreciate this, it's the getting the correct people to go to the free throw line.
Oh, yeah. That has a lot to do with
the players that are good at it. You need those players to be the ones living at the line.
Oh, what a nice kick.
3 wouldn't go, didn't hit the rim, but an offensive rebound and put back by Jada McDonald. She's got 8 off the Shocker bench.
That's been one of the few offensive rebounds the Blue Tigers have given up.
Yeah, since I said they've been doing a good job, Wichita State has 3 of them in about a span of a minute.
So, Blue Tiger fans blame Shane.
Yeah, the announcer jinx, live and well. Right side 3 is splashed in. That's Lainey Joseph, her first triple. She's got 4 points here in the quarter, and that snaps a 12-1 Shocker run. Final 10 seconds here of the quarter. Asia Reeves will decide what play to call. Ortiz leaves for McDonald. That'll count if it goes. That's another perfect example, Tracy, of Wichita State.
Won women's basketball.
Fourth quarter starts. Wichita State up 52 over the Lincoln Blue Tigers. Virtually from the outset, Shockers have set the tone. And Sophie Benaruga, not going to get the headlines necessarily, but boy, she's had a solid floor game.
And that was a heck of a catch. I mean, that's a tough catch for a big kid, coming off of kind of a short pick and roll, and done a good job of gathering and finishing.
Hasn't been the homecoming that Isa Sanders may have wanted, the Maize South product. She's got 5 points, though, playing in front of her friends and family. And Benaruga, that's about the only thing she hadn't done right, but she got her own rebound and dumps it back in. Sophie Benaruga has 13 points now and gets her first offensive rebound.
Just a great heady play. And she knew the player kind of turned her back, and she back cut and wide open layup, great feed.
Sanders with a good look underneath, but Lainey Joseph couldn't quite corral it. Down on the other end, and Shockers with another fast break point. 𝗿𝗲𝗱𝗆. She now is in double figures.
She's going to pull it.
And over everything, and Diamond Richardson all alone underneath for the defensive rebound. Richardson forcing, and it's poked away by Cabrera. That'll lead to a Lincoln steal, but Wichita State gets it back, and 𝗿𝗏𝗱𝗆 has laid it in again thanks to 𝘁𝗁𝗀𝗆's nifty pass.
Yeah, I think 𝘁𝗁𝗁𝗆 doesn't quite get the benefit of passing because she's such a great three-point shooter, but she's got a really nice, harder to guard.
And 𝗿𝗏𝗱𝗆's going to get ticketed with the foul there. She kind of had her head turned.
Good love, sharing the basketball with each other.
Taylon Smith now with 4 points after she knocks down both free throws. The Blue Tigers have actually done a pretty good job at the line when they've gotten it. Go on the Blue Tigers ledger. But Wichita State, barring a complete downturn in the final 8 minutes, will be more than happy to have this on their stat sheet. Been over 60% from the floor for, by my count, at least 3/4 of this game. So the shot selection and the execution have both come together.
They have. They have taken really good shots, and like you said earlier, a lot of times when you're blowing a team out, it's kind of get lulled into taking bad shots and forcing things, and they have
8 tonight. That's more than respectable 44% from the floor. So pretty much all over the floor except for the free throw line. The Shockers have been a bunch of snipers, a bunch of dead eyes.
Well, and the shots they've taken have been wide open looks, so it's not like they're taking forced three-point shots. They're taking open looks.
And again, they, after a little bit of a sloppy first half, have taken better care of the ball in the second half. Turned it over only 5 times here in 13 minutes in the second 20 minutes. 𝗿𝗏𝗱𝗆 clears the rebound 3 minutes into the fourth quarter. Boy, great bit of English put on that ball by Diamond Richardson, finishing with a left hand and just spun it in there.
That's the post leading the break and giving it to the guard for the finish. Gotta love that.
And finishing at 5'7" like she lives on the block.
Yes.
That was a really good move.
Yes.
Deflection, a near steal, a right side angle three, a little bit short. 𝗿𝗏𝗱𝗆 is 3 out of 23 from long distance tonight. Shockers knocking on the door of 100 points here in the opener. Reeves draws contact and will go to the 𝗿𝗏𝗱𝗆 nearly had an offensive rebound, and that's probably the right call there.
Yes, absolutely.
Taylon Smith was just being mugged. So she has 11, and that is a 8-0 Lincoln run in the last minute. 𝗿𝗏𝗱𝗆 got bailed out by Sissoko, who was kind of Johnny on the spot, just kind of dumped it over the top of air. 95. Most points at home in 3 years for Wichita State, with that 95 on the board right now. And a parade to the free throw line continues for Taylon Smith. That one misfires as well. Sissoko pulls down the rebound, her 5th. Wichita State plus 19 on the boards, plus 10 in turnovers.
Great skip.
That was a tremendous skip, and Smith trying to pay it off, left a little bit short.
Yeah, she needed to go to, I mean, it was a great shot fake, but she needed to head to the basket and pull that defender. I think she would have either had a shot or a little dump-off pass.
Ortiz was wide open, and 𝗿𝗏𝗱𝗆 didn't give her a very good pass. Shocker.
Over the top of the taller defender.
Final minute here. Wichita State led virtually throughout. The first bucket of the game is scored by Lincoln, and then Wichita State kicked it into high gear after that. Sissoko will go back to the free throw line. She's got 8 from her, especially all the other things that she does for Wichita State off the bench.
Absolutely.
So the 96 is now a high water mark over the last 3 years at home for Wichita State.
Going to be more proud of that.
24 on 35 makes, and it
Yeah.
was an even higher percentage before Wichita State started missing these shots in the fourth quarter. Final half minute, and that's going to be an over and back. That was kind of unfortunate for 5 seconds of the game here in Wichita State. I wouldn't have thought that the shot clock was even on. I was going to say they don't have to shoot, but for some reason they will. Anyway.
Yeah, I guess. Definitely.
And Reeves just dribbled it out, and that was probably the move to make. And returns the favor and just dribbles it out. And they will. So Wichita State wins it virtually wire to wire, 96-42.